What's up, sneaker people? It's your boy FP Kicks and Gear, and I am back with another real versus fake comparison, legit checking guide. And obviously, we've got the Travis Scott 1 Low Fragments. And as you can see, we are still using Old Faithful here, my authentic pair that I have worn many times. So keep that in mind, guys, when you are buying these shoes. And I'm not someone that destroys my shoes. I do walk in them. I walk a lot in them, but I'm not someone who abuses my shoes. So keep in mind, this is how they wear. So if you're going to spend that $1,600 on them, this is what they're going to look like. But with all that said, let's get into this comparison. And here we have on my left, we have the worn but authentic Travis Scott 1 Low Fragment, and on my right we have this replica pair. And just like in every video, I will have the Instagram account where you can see more detailed pictures of this shoe specifically, so that you can hone in on the things that I'm talking about, make references for yourself, so that when you are legit checking and doing your thing, you're making sure that you're buying what you actually want to buy. So I'll leave that Instagram account on the screen right here for Hey Pop, and we'll go from there. So there's a couple of things that I like to look for when I am doing this legit check, and it mirrors a lot of the other Travis Scott 1 lows. The Mochas, the Phantoms, the OG pair, the legit checking is essentially the same across the board. What I like to look at are shape, colors, tag, and for this one specifically, the tooling code. So even with this worn pair, we can talk about what I'm speaking on. You always want to see a bulge when it comes to that side profile angle. The toe box shouldn't be too thick, it shouldn't be too thin, it should be in the middle somewhere, and you want to see this bulge, almost like a belly. And you can see it even on the worn pairs here. What you don't want to see is the leather rise too far up onto the top of the toe box. So you can see, pay attention to where the leather stops from the black to the white. When you look at the rep pair, this actually looks pretty good. The bulbousness is there. You see that belly. You see that the black leather stops at the front of the toe box instead of going onto the top of it, which is good. That's exactly what you want to see. On the other pair, it does go a little bit high, and that's what you tend to see on replicas. The black leather tends to go to the top of the toe box. See how it kicks up right over there? Ideally you would want it to stop towards the front of the toe box. On a DS, it gets a little bit harder to see on authentic pairs when they're worn, but on a DS pair, you should not see it coming up this high. So pay attention to that. Most reps get that wrong. It's a small detail, but it's a detail nonetheless. The next thing that we want to talk about is the colors, and the colors specifically in regards to the reverse swoosh and the outsole. Now, keep in mind that my pair is worn, and that will play some factors here. But if these are just like every other Travis Scott Jordan 1 Low rep, it's probably not going to make a difference. So let's get them side by side. And I was right. And what I mean by that is, when you look at the outsole here, or I should say, when you look at the midsole here, you'll see that even though my pair is worn and you see the dirt stains and everything like that, the midsole is lighter than on the rep pair. The rep factories continue to struggle with getting that color match right. And I don't know what it is about aged soles that puts them through a loop, but that's the case. But when you look at the reverse swoosh here, it's pale, while the authentic pair is a little bit more blushed, and it's got a little bit more color to it. Hard to see on camera, but in person it really stands out. From there, we'll swing around back to the back view of the shoe, and you'll further see the color difference in the midsole. And from there, you can actually see the differences in the Cactus Jack face too. The reps tend to be a little bit bigger on the face, and they also tend to not be as pronounced and embossed into the back there. Generally, I'll tell you guys this, and I've mentioned it before, generally I don't pay much attention to the embroidery because it sucks for the authentic pairs as it does for the rep pairs. So this looks pretty good. Even worse when you look at the Wings logo, so I don't pay too much attention to that. Not from a legit checking standpoint, because They are usually bad on the authentic pairs, and they're not consistent, so it's not something that I point to. But I do this back angle specifically so that you can further see the contrast in between the soles. Keep in mind, worn pair here, and it's still lighter than the color of the DS rep. It's also from this view that you can really see the difference in the colors of the blue. Not super crazy, but there is a slight difference. The authentic pair comes in a little bit lighter, and the rep pair comes in a little bit darker. You know, one of the themes that I kind of want to get through to you guys is that it doesn't matter how much you wear the authentic pair, your soles are never going to get darker, and neither is the upper, not with this. So pay attention to that. It is a really easy way to legit check. So from there, we'll go to the two features that I care about on the inside of the shoe. We're going to look at the Cactus Jack, and we're going to look at the tooling codes. So positioning wise, you want to see that this stitch touches your C on the Cactus at some point. It's hard to see because it's a 3M reflective, but they do for both pairs, so that's good. But when you look at the tooling codes, pay attention to how bold and how sloppy the authentic pair looks here. That's what you want to see. You want to see that it looks like something that was used, you know, was put there for like a factory identification, not for aesthetics. When you look at the rep pair, it's clean, it's crisp, it's thin. It looks like it was there to look good. Not what you want to see. Now, objectively, you could say that the rep looks better, but when you're talking about legit checking, look for that sloppiness. It's like night and day how bold the authentic pair is versus the thin type of the rep pair. And from there, we take a look at the one thing that I think really helps me and a lot of other people when it comes to quickly being able to legit check. It's the Fragment Nike Air placement. Just like all other Travis Scott 1 lows, you want to see very little to no gap on sizes below size 13, and whether that means the gap is present a little bit in between the body of the Nike Air tag and the body of the Fragment tag, what you really want to see is where this corner of the tag is in proximity to the Fragment design tag. You want to see little to no stitching on sizes below 13. Sometimes you'll see a little bit of a gap, but you want to see little to no stitching in this corner to be very, very close to this Fragment design tag. For whatever reason, it's only the case on this. It varies for here. For me, on my pair, it's very close to the Cactus Jack tag, but it doesn't have to be for the other shoe. For the right shoe, it doesn't have to be the case. Fragment design tag, always, always, always in proximity. When you take a look at this, you can see that it does have a gap. That corner is not touching or very, very close to the Fragment design tag. You can even see a stitch on the tongue there. Usually that's not what you want to see for a size below size 13, so pay attention to that. And as I said, for the other shoe, it doesn't really matter. I have seen authentic versions of this shoe that have a gap just like this on the Cactus Jack tongue. It is what it is. I don't know if they did it on purpose. I don't know if that's just how the production process goes, but that is what it is. So from there, we'll do a quick blacklight test. Let's see if we get anything to pop up. No real marks or anything. The Nike Air tag lights up, and that's pretty much it. Take a look at the other shoe. Nike Air tag lights up. Got a paint correction mark here on the side. Got a little bit of junk up on the back. And we got a major paint correction on the side here as well. Going over the wrap, that means we should see the Nike Air light up. It does. And nothing else. So in that regard, looks like the reps are fine. Passes the black light test. Oh, a paint correction on the rep, which is normal, which is fine. That can be on authentic pairs. And that's it. Oh, wait, there's one test we forgot to do. Squeeze test. We can see that my authentic pair is pretty sturdy. And the rep, pretty sturdy as well. So it passes the squeeze test. Now we can end the video. I don't know how many more of these fragment videos I'm going to do. Like I said, my pair's starting to get worn. And maybe if I restore them a little bit, I can do a better comparison, but we'll see. We'll see. I wear my shoes, guys. They don't stay DS for too long unless I have videos planned. So right now I just want to enjoy these, and I may not be doing any more of these real versus fake comparisons for the Fragment lows, but you guys got this one, and I got plenty of others from my old channel that I will be uploading too. So with all that said, guys, you'll be able to see more detailed pictures of this shoe on the Hey Pop Instagram account, and I'll have all that information up here. Do your research, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.